nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel.
Today we're going to start working on the ZX6R.
Let's get to work. In the previous video, I left off working on the front end of this vehicle, trying to get it all aligned. A lot has happened since that video. And as you can see, I currently have the forks and a set of wheels reinstalled on the motorcycle. Now, I'm gonna get you guys up to speed. In today's video, we're jumping right back into the ZX6R where we left up. That was, of course, figuring out the alignment of the front end. And as you can see, I have the original forks that came out of the ZX6R on the table over here. And real quickly, I'm going to show you exactly what I found. I have the forks on the table, and when I roll it over slowly, you can see that it's 100% level. There is no dips, there is no nothing. Just like so. Which tells me that these are good. And if you look over here, this is the second set of forks. It's the exact same thing. The reason why I decided to take a second look at those forks is because a subscriber reached out to me and gave me a detailed explanation of the situation he had working on his bike. And then I decided to take a look at the ones I have, and it turns out to be the same. And as you can see, I have the dial indicator set up. I have the forks on D blocks. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zero this out real quick. We're gonna spin it and see if there's any run out. Now, as you can see, it's zeroed out. I'm gonna start slowly spinning. Now, so far, we are very good. As per the manufacturer's recommendation, I'm going to put up a screenshot over here. The runout should be at least under 8 thousandths. It was really good right now, so these forks are good. I'm going to repeat this process all around on the forks and multiple spots just to confirm this. Alright guys, so basically what I've done is that I've set up a level table, even though it doesn't really matter using one of this. Then I set the forks on these D blocks over here, and I set the dial gauge or the dial indicator to the middle point, and I zeroed it out, spun it over multiple times in different sections of the forks, and these forks are good. The run is within the specification, which is up to 8 thousandths. So now we're gonna toss it back into the bike, align everything up properly, and we should be ready to move on with this motorcycle. Alright guys, just like I mentioned, these forks are 100% okay, and to present to you Exhibit A, as you can see, these are the replacement forks with the wheels. We know these are good because we picked this up to toss on the ZX10R. We know they are mint, and as you can see, the gap is the same. So after a lot of research, I guess I was originally looking at this just by comparing to my previous ZX6R, which is a 636. So what I came to find out is that Kawasaki changed out the header style from 2013 Plus, which is the 636, which is what I had on my 2020. And with this being the 599, it has a different header style compared to that one. This is the only reasonable explanation I can come up with to why the header is sticking out much further out than it usually should be. I've also gone online and looked at a whole bunch of other ZX6R from the same model year, and they all seem to have the same amount of clearance. So I guess it's just the way these were made. So without much more talking, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the front fork assembly and the wheels, put that away, and reinstall the original ones. now we're gonna reinstall the original forks. And the same thing on this side. And just like that, we have the bike back on the lift. The whole front end is torqued down to specification. The axle bolts, the front clamps, the forks clamps, all of that is all secured back to spec. The next thing we're gonna do is perform a brake caliper service. The brake pads on this bike are good. It appears they've been recently replaced, so we do not need to replace those right now. But we're gonna go ahead and service the calipers because there is some debris built up in there. It only makes sense to do it right now while it's out before we toss it back in. So we're gonna jump right on that and get this done. So while we're cleaning out the brake system, I'd like to get you guys' opinion about the channel. What do you guys think about us having a nice merch drop out for the channel? Drop your comments down below. I've been thinking about it, and a new subscriber actually made a comment on one of my old posts asking if I had any merch, and obviously I don't right now. I would like to do something like that if that's what you all are interested in. So let me know in the comments, would you like us to have some merch? Where are you gonna purchase it if it's out there? To support the channel, keep getting more builds like this. I'd like to know what you guys think. So I'm not gonna bore you guys by watching me do this. I'm gonna set this to a time lapse, knock out the fronts, and then I'm gonna cut you guys back in. As you saw, I've cleaned out the inside of this brake caliper. The pistons are looking much better than they did before. So what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and reinstall the components. So that is the brake pads itself, the slider pin and the guide, all that good stuff. And then we can move on to the other side and pretty much repeat the exact same thing. I'm gonna install the guide. And now we're gonna install the pin. And now it's time to reinstall the caliper. On the left side, we're going to do exactly pretty much the same thing. We're going to remove the bolt that holds it, remove the guides, the brake pads, clean it all out, and then reinstall it back where it belongs. And as you can see, that does not look good at all. Lots of debris. There's some corrosion on the piston too. Let's fix that. Alright guys, and just like that, we've cleaned out the caliper, all the guides, the pin, even the brake pads are all clean. They're ready to be reassembled on the bike. So let's get that done. Alright, as you can obviously see, I'm sure you can guess the next part that's going to go on the ZX6R, which is going to be the engine covers. So, without much more talking, let's go toss this bad boys on this beautiful bike. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. That's all the time I have for today's video. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe. It does help the channel. It's completely free too. And I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Peace out.